As mining executives, what is your worst nightmare?
Is it diminishing productivity, falling commodity prices, labor unrest? It's a triple whammy. Separate reports produced by Deloitte and McKinsey on mining productivity looked at issues affecting the industry. Both are well worth considering. And as one would expect, both of these articles contain valuable observations and make valid points. Historically, aggressive cost-cutting does not work. In many cases, cost per ton actually increases. And at the coalface, productivity continues its downward spiral, labor unrest is the order of the day, and management is in firefighting mode. Something is definitely amiss, and one might well ask, what is the elephant in the room?
The elephant in the room is leadership styles and how they need to be adjusted for the 21st century.
Business is dynamic and changes constantly. These changes mean that the map which has been in use is now out of date, and it will lead many on the road to nowhere. Our existing business structures have not evolved to take advantage of the changing landscape. So, let's have a look at leadership. What is good leadership? Good leadership is a process of creating an environment which excites employees and inspires them to focus on the interests of the group and the organization. In order to assess their existing leadership model, the organization needs to ask two questions. What is in the best interest of the organization? How do we get our employees to want to help us achieve this? So, how do we determine what is in the best interest of the organization in our 21st century landscape? Dave Snowden and Mary Boone designed a framework which guides managers' actions based on the complexity of the situation they face. Snowden calls this framework the Cynefin framework. Let's look at two elements in particular, the simple domain and the complicated domain. The simple domain is the domain of best practice. To be successful, we have to make every part of the process efficient. Cause and effect is linear and easy to identify in this domain. There is universal agreement on performance and process. The top-down command and control management style works well in this scenario. The complicated domain deals with good practice, where many solutions are possible. In this area, systems thinking leads us to the best results. In systems thinking, we are managing the pattern of relationships, not the individual parts. Decisions need to be taken closer to the action and faster by those who understand what is happening best. While we need some hierarchical control, employees should also be empowered to coordinate their actions horizontally. Which of these two domains best describes the reality of what mine managers are facing today? Is it the simple domain? Is it the complicated domain? An excessive focus on financial and efficiency measurement of the organization means that most mines are being managed as if the managers are facing problems from the simple domain. Management is overwhelmed with the need to constantly coordinate and control every aspect of mining. By shifting focus to the complicated domain, the process changes from a purely top-down management style and becomes inclusive. By enabling horizontal communication, you establish an element of decision-making at the coalface, empowering the workforce and allowing unhindered upward flow of information. In this way, you create an interactive platform enabling both vertical and horizontal coordination. The Scrum-to-Flow intervention delivers results by enabling mine managers to lead in an appropriate way for the 21st century. Provides a platform of real-time feedback. enables dialogue between employees to effect meaningful change in the workplace. As employees start to experience success as part of a team, they become invested in the process. By being part of the process and recognized as being essential to the organizational well-being, they feel respected and empowered. In this way, you create an environment which excites employees and inspires them to focus on the well-being of the company. In over 70 implementations to date, we have achieved output increases between 10 and 50%. Additionally, employee engagement increased substantially and workforce disruption reduced. In terms of a triple whammy, this is a win-win-win situation.
So, you have some decisions to make. Do you continue living on the knife edge, or do you expose yourself to the danger of being successful?